Time. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of the discussion yesterday on the Sunday talk shows. And one of the people featured yesterday was Cheryl Atkinson, the former investigative reporter who used to be with CBS News. Atkinson was on ABC's this week and talked about Watergate and how it would not have been that big of a deal if Nixon had used media tactics that President Barack Obama uses.
That we've gone backwards since that time when we really felt empowered as journalists. Nixon would basically refuse to turn over tapes to Congress. His aides would refuse to testify to Congress or would take the fifth or would lie to Congress with fair amount of impunity.
Well, there you have it. Atkinson, again, mentioning how today the situation would have been much different. She also talked a little bit about how Nixon may have approached the situation, as we heard there. Let's listen to another clip.
And then at the end, Nixon would go on a popular late-night comedy show, during which time he would humorously refer to his attackers as people that were political witch hunters.
Again, one of those situations, Miranda, we kind of joke about a little bit here. When you look at this situation, do you think if Watergate happened today, or maybe something is happening similar to Watergate?
That's a what-if question, though.
There was such an outrage by the American public. Obviously, Nixon felt that, and that's why he stepped down. But do you really believe, as Cheryl Atkinson says, that there would be a way to kind of avoid that whole situation?
They don't have, like, the computers broke down, or they were something like
the
that.
Hard drives are missing. Well, you know, they
yeah.
did have that 18 minutes of tape that was missing from those famous Oval Office recordings. But
my
as
dog
someone
ate my homework, those kind of excuses.
You know, as someone who's worked as a reporter,
right?
The Fourth Estate, as is often called. What would you say about the state of the Fourth Estate today? Is it still that watchdog entity that it once was?
I would say no, because of the pressure of, you know, it's a good thing and a bad thing, but the pressure of, like, news organizations having, you know, competing to get everything on first, and 24-hour news stations. It's great on one hand, but then you don't have the due diligence that you used to have back in the past.
That's very true. There's often a rush to get things on the air here. And then, you know, you could say in many ways that these news organizations are only trying to deliver a product that their consumer wants. And we heard some of the discussion that
it's definitely become more of a business than it has, you know, than it was in the past. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think today, with the multitude of outlets that people have to get their information, people are going to go to places where they feel like they're going to get the information that they want presented in the way that they want it.
That's very true, and they want it first. But I also think that that's, I think some people are getting heat from that, because people, if you aren't accurate and you label everything as live, local, late-breaking news and everything isn't, then people just kind of become numb to that fact, I think.
That's true. A little bit anesthetized to the constant in-your-face, here, now, this.
Yeah.
All right, well, things to consider.
It loses its impact is what I'm saying.
Maybe a little bit diluted. Things to consider here as we try to present the news in a fair and
accurate
way. Exactly.